Good morning, guys. It's Scott with MSM Adventures here, and it is a beautiful Wisconsin September morning, about 55 degrees or so. Nice and cool, no humidity. And today I want to talk to you about the Royal Enfield Himalayan and the top 10 essential upgrades that you may want to do to your bike. And I'll probably give you 10 additional ones that I've done that I think are really nice, but I wouldn't consider absolute must-haves. But some things for you to consider, and go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you don't mind. I'm gonna do a lot more videos on the Himalayan. I've got about 2,000 miles on it now. I'm loving this bike, become kind of obsessive about it, and I love accessorizing it. So I'm gonna turn you around and get right to it. Here we go. All right, guys, so this is a 2021 model Royal Enfield Himalayan. I am here at a local neighborhood park. Kind of gives it a little bit better setting than just doing it in my garage. But we're going to start from the front and work our way back. As I did in my original introduction video, I'll just give you a quick once over of the bike. It's probably changed a little bit, but not too much. I can't seem to stop buying accessories and just upgrading and playing and fiddling with this bike. I really love it. So here's just kind of a little 360, and we'll talk about the accessories, what I consider are essential, and then some other stuff that I've done just for fun. So here we go. First thing, the Fender risers. Those little spacers here, very cheap, inexpensive, and worth it. They lift up your fender just a little bit so you don't get mud caked in there and all that good stuff. I got most of these accessories from either Hitchcock's Motorcycles in the UK or SRC Moto in the US, and a couple other things that I will add on for you. But Hitchcock's, you get shipping from the UK to the US. We're talking 3 to 4 days to your doorstep. You do pay for shipping, but they use DHL and really fast stuff. So if you make your list, it's not too bad if you combine the shipping with other things. All right, so number 2. The Pro Mount. This is the Himalayan Pro Mount. This is the bracket right here. Goes up so you can mount accessories. Mounts into where your windshield mounts in. Makes it a nice sturdy mount for mounting your phone or GPS. It also comes with a little accessory. It's hard to see and kind of hard to get to, but there is a USB accessory mount that comes with it. Which will bring me to a future one as far as accessory mounts. But this quad lock, I would consider that an essential also. That's my number 3. You don't necessarily need to have the quad lock, but I really like this setup. It goes on the back of the phone. It's a special case, but it just clips in there really easy, really sturdy. This one has the vibration isolator there on it as well. It's been a really good setup for me, so I highly recommend it. But some sort of phone mount so you can have your Google Maps and things like that ready to roll. And I link it to my Bluetooth headset and the helmet, which is awesome. So back to the accessory outlets. So this brings me to number 4. I have the SRC Moto accessory outlet. It's a 12-volt outlet right here. And then it has 2 USBs on this side. And this is a really, really nice harness that they made. It comes with the brackets to mount it. It comes with a really nice wiring harness. The only thing is this is probably my most ridiculously priced accessory. I don't even want to say how much it is, but it's a lot for what you get, but it is really well engineered and really well done. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend or say that you have to have that accessory mounts, but some sort of USB chargers for your phone, or if you run to GPS and just charge your battery bank while you're riding or whatever. So that is something I would consider essential. All right, moving on to number 5, the Handguards. These are Royal Enfield Handguards. I really like the quality of them. I really like the way that they look on the bike. They offer a lot of protection for both your hands and for your levers. So if you were to lay it down, those levers are kind of the first things that are going to come and break. And if you're off-road, on a trail somewhere, you don't want to be trying to ride without a clutch or brake. So I think that that's an essential upgrade. So that's number 5. Number 6, a little bit of a pricey upgrade, but these double take mirrors have made it to the essential list. They come with ram ball mounts, very sturdy. It helps get them out a little bit. If you have broad shoulders, you can adjust them so many different ways. And the bonus to these is that they're so adjustable that when you're off-road, you can also pivot them up. So when you're standing, you can see behind you. So that is like just a really awesome thing. That was kind of a bonus feature for me. But they're just great mirrors in general. Really sturdy. Just, you know, very little to no vibration at speed. And I think they're the way to go because they're just so adjustable. And being able to see if you ride with somebody or just being able to see behind you on a trail, that is awesome. I leave one adjusted so I can see behind me when I'm sitting down, one adjusted so I can see behind me when I'm standing up, and it's just absolutely awesome. So let's see, this will bring us to number 7 on our essential list. The Atlas Throttle Lock. I'm going to come around to the other side of the bike here. So the Atlas Throttle Lock, I bought it from Atlas in the US. That has been really cool. I would recommend sorry, I've got a street sweeper going by behind me, so if it gets loud, I apologize. But it's just really easy to use. Throttle down, clicks on, keeps it there nice and sturdy. If you want it off, you just hit the little X, and there it is. Also, sorry, it's street sweeper right behind me, of course. Kind of never fails, right? You can also, for safety, you can also override and twist while the throttle lock is on. It's not going to hurt it. It has a little pad on the inside that actually just presses against when it's on, but then it just clicks off. Super easy to use. It's nice when warming up the cold-blooded Himalayan. I click it on, just to leave a little bit of throttle on. Keeps it from dying like it does often when it's really cold. And also just kind of frees up a hand when you need to do something on the road or just relax your hand. So, all right. Moving on to number 8, I would say engine guards. Engine guards are essential. These are the SRC Moto engine guards, which I think are just absolutely fantastic. They're a little bit more than the GV bars. And actually, the only reason I got the SRCs is because they were available, and the GV bars were on back order everywhere that I saw. But they are super solid. The mount goes right through the engine mount, so they link to both sides. 3-point mounting on each side. Really, just a solid piece of engineering. They did a great job. I assume the GVs are similar quality, and they are a little bit less expensive. I didn't want to go with the Royal Enfield ones that were just mounting in 2 places, because I really think that third mounting place would be a great thing for strength. And the SRC Moto ones, they come with these little plastic replaceable, so if you do, dump it, get scratched up, you want to replace it, you certainly can. Fortunately, I haven't had to use those yet, but I'm sure it's coming. So, all right, now back around to the other side of the bike. From SRC Moto is the Kickstand Extension Pad. That just bolts right onto the bottom of your kickstand, but it makes it super easy to park in sand, dirt, whatever. It really adds a lot of stability to that side stand if you're parking in a loose surface. And I know other places make them, so this is not necessarily an exclusive plug for SRC. I get nothing from them. I don't have any links or discounts or any affiliation with any of the companies that have bought accessories from. Paid all with my own money. So number 10. Number 10, and these aren't exactly in a required order or anything, but this is the master cylinder protector plate. And SRC Moto makes one, I think I got this one from Hitchcock's. A lot of people make them. It's just a simple little plate that protects that master cylinder for your brake. But I find my boots often are kicking that and the heat shield on the exhaust. So I think it's a really good thing to have those protected, especially if you went down and your foot got pegged or whatever. It would really suck to lose your brakes as well as have gone down. So, all right, so that concludes the list of 10 essential upgrades. Now, if you're still with me, I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I'm going to go over fairly quickly some other upgrades that I have done, and then if you have any questions about them, please leave me a comment, question. I can either do an additional video or just answer your questions. So first up, headlight protector. Especially if you're riding in a group and they have knobby tires in front of you, they're going to be kicking up rocks, so you probably want to protect that headlight. I did go with a Cyclops LED headlight. It brightened up that dull, dim Himalayan headlight a lot at night. Makes a big difference. I highly recommend it. As you've probably already noticed, I went with a slightly taller and smoked screen. That makes a big difference depending on your height. Windshields are so selective. Some people go with a shorter windshield, some people go with a taller windshield. I still see over it and around it just fine, but it does deflect a lot more airflow over my helmet as opposed to just right into my face and buffeting. So, handlebar risers, if you do much off-road and standing up, handlebar risers are a nice thing. Very easy to install. They just pop it, 4 bolts, and then they come with longer extension bolts for the risers, but it makes it easier to reach all your hand controls and your handlebars when you're standing up. And I did do the little mirror extensions just to give me a little extra. As if any of you follow me, you know that I am not a small guy and I have wide shoulders, so that helps with these double take mirrors even more. Again, not really super necessary, but just a nice thing to have. You've noticed I have 2 tanks. I have a water tank on this side. I got the actual water tank from eBay, but Hitchcock's has the mounts that go right on the Himalayan, so it actually bolts right to the pre-tapped nuts that are on those side guards, which is really cool. It's a very easy install, very clean. And then over here I've got a gas tank for a little extra fuel just in case, but it'll get me out of the woods and to the nearest town for some gas. I have just recently switched over to knobby tires. That's just because we're going to do the Trans-Wisconsin Adventure Trail here in a couple weeks, and I wanted to have as much chance of getting through the sand and mud as possible. It's not something I would recommend if you're doing a lot of road riding. I will probably switch back to the road tires after this trip, because the more road focused tires are much more comfortable on the road. The knobbies, you definitely feel them. They're loud, but for doing the job of going through sand and mud, I think it'll be great. I have upgraded the suspension. It's not something that I feel is essential, but if you are a heavier guy like me, it may be something you want to do a little research and consider. There's a lot of different options, but this one, I've got a lot more preloaded and adjustability, so it helps for, especially if you're riding 2-up, or if you're a bigger guy, or if you do a lot of aggressive off-roading. I think it's probably something to look at. And I've got the Royal Enfield Himalayan racks with the turn signal relocation kit. It all comes in one package. And I've got my cargo net that straps to it. Cargo net is probably the best bang for the buck accessory you can have. I should have put that in number 1 just because it's just so convenient. You can strap anything to this back seat with these racks on. I have gotten giant loop soft bags, which I really like. I don't have those with me for the video. I may do a separate video on that luggage system, because it's really great. Not super convenient for like everyday use, but for an off-road trip, it is pretty awesome. So, all right, we are almost done here. I use, as you probably see over here in the tree, I took it off for the video, but I have a tank bag, magnetic tank bag, super convenient for a bike like this. Works great, doesn't get in the way, just for your essential daily items. And then I have the reservoir cover from SRC Moto that is just a beautiful piece of metal, the way it's machined out, and they do a great job with their stuff. It's not cheap by any means, but it's just, I mean, really high quality stuff. So I'm willing to pay for things if they're of good quality, and then they're going to last me for a long time. So all right, guys, that brings me to the end, I believe. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. I know I've gotten a little bit long-winded, but I tried to pack in as much as I could. I got a lot of feedback of people asking when I did the initial video. They saw accessories that they liked and they wanted to know more about. So here it is, my 2021 Royal Enfield Himalayan gravel gray, ready for adventure. All right, guys, I hope you have a lovely day, and be safe out there. Have a great one. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys so much. If you made it to this point in the end of the video, I really, 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 really appreciate it. And have a good day. Peace out.